Good morning to all. Today we are going to see the topic of energy resources and the energy cycles. So, in this session, the content of this session is what is energy, energy sources and its classification, earth energy cycles, and global warming. So, first of all, we should what is energy? Actually, generally, energy we are all knowing. Energy is the capacity to do work. But apart from this, the energy is the matter which can do and change any substance into another form, and also it is the matter to do activate some systems also. For example, it can change suppose if you are supplying the heat energy, it changes water substance into steam. Similarly, if you are using a fuel in the chemical form of energy in the engines, it can be used to run the engine. So energy actually it is a capacity to do work, and it can change the matter into any other form, and it can also perform many actions as well as systems working. So first of all, next, as a classification of energy, it's coming under primary and secondary energy, commercial and non-commercial energy, renewable and non-renewable energy. First, what is primary energy sources? Primary energy sources it is directly available, that is, we can directly use into industrial uses. For example, coal, oil and natural gases. These energy sources we can directly use as a sources for industrial purpose. But then secondary energy sources is by using the same primary energy sources, we are developing or generating the energy in the another form for the utilization purpose. That is the energy available to the end users. For example, electricity, heat energy, like this energy and all we are directly using these used as end users. This is called secondary energy sources. So coming under another heading, commercial energy. What are the energies coming under commercial energy? Actually, the energy sources that are available in the market, these energy are available in the market at a definite price. These energies are known as commercial energy. For the examples like electricity, lignite, coal, oil and natural gas. These energies and all, it's available in the market at a definite prices. Then non-commercial energy. Some form of energy, say example, firewood, cattle dung and agriculture waste and all, it is traditionally collected from the forest and all. It is coming under non-commercial energy. But at present, this and all, it is coming under as a commercial purpose only. But best example is the solar energy, wind energy. These forms of energy sources and all, it is coming under non-commercial energy. We can directly use from the natural resources, and it can be converted into another form, the different forms of energy. Next, another heading. What is the difference between renewable and non-renewable energy? Actually, the renewable energy, the name itself, the renewable, that whatever the energy sources getting renewed. Once the energy sources are utilized, the same energies it can be generated and is renewed. For example, the solar energy, wind energy, we are using as energy sources for different purposes. But the energy sources is getting renewable. So it is inexhaustible in nature. So it is under non-renewable energy. The non-renewable energy, as it is called conventional fuels, the coal, oil and natural gas. These energy sources are getting depleted and getting exhausted. So these are the non-renewable energy sources. So next topic is what is energy in the earth systems. So this whatever that we have discussed about this energy systems, now it is available, how it is available in the earth form. It is available in the earth in different zones. That is, actually earth consists of 4 zones. One, atmosphere, hydrosphere, geosphere and biosphere. So in atmosphere, air as it is. In atmosphere, the air and different gases energy is available in the form of air as it is in different forms of gases like nitrogen, oxygen, water, CO2, N2, like this. It is available in different forms. Same, next, the energy in the form of water. Water is available in the zone of hydrosphere. It is available as energy in precipitation, snow, steam flow, evaporation and temperature. These are this water energy is getting converted. Next, geosphere. This is mostly energy available in the form of solid rocky part of earth, extends to the center of earth surface of it is normally we are calling as a geothermal energy. Next to biosphere. The biosphere is the one of the part of the earth where all the living and life systems are existing in this part of this earth, that is called biosphere. No, cycles of the earth system. Actually, what is cycle? Cycle is a group of process in which matter and energy repeatedly move through a series of reservoirs. That means, what is reservoir? Reservoir is where the matter and the energy is stored. So the energy which in the form of it, how that energy is getting transformed. It is not transformed into different cycles. It is these four cycles. In these four cycles only, this energy is getting transformed. That is nitrogen cycle, carbon cycle, phosphorus cycle, and water cycle in the earth. So first one we are going to see is a nitrogen cycle. Actually, nitrogen is a substance. Actually, nitrogen we cannot directly use whatever for the living organism. First, the nitrogen by using the nitrogen only it converts into proteins. With the help of proteins, it go to the cells. So the nitrogen is how it is getting recycled and cycled into the earth. It is the process where nitrogen moves into. It is first from air to soil. Actually, air is as it is, we are knowing it is contents of the nitrogen and oxygen. So first air to soil, from soil to plants and animals to back and plant. In this figure, you can just see as the nitrogen in the form of first nitrogen in the air is getting this one, then the dead animals. So it is coming through to the air, that is soil. So by the nitrifying bacteria, this all it is converted into ammonium and nitrate soils. Again, it is back to the plants. This is the entire nitrogen cycle. Next, carbon cycle. Now, actually, carbon it cannot be decomposed and it cannot be destroyed. It has to convert into one form to another. It has to be recycled. So, carbon cycle is the process where the carbon is emitted and recycled throughout. So, first in the hydrosphere, as the ocean is a big collector where it is the ocean and the organisms living in it. It is first the CO2 cycle. It is a big sink for the CO2. Next to biosphere. As it is, the biosphere is the land and the organisms living on it. Then lithosphere, that is the crust of the earth, that is the below the earth surface and atmosphere. So in this, how the carbon is getting cycled. So carbon cycle. So carbon cycle is the circulation and transformation of carbon back and forth between the living things and the environment. Actually, carbon is an element, something that cannot be broken down into a simpler substance. Carbon compounds are present in the living things like plants, animals, and in non-living things like rocks and soil. In plants and animals, it is like in carbohydrates, and non-living things, it's rocks and soil. Carbon compounds exist in solids such as in diamonds or coal and liquids such as crude oil or gases such as CO2. So, carbon is available in all things, in living things also, as it is non-living things also, and in long time process, the same carbon only is converted into diamonds or coal. So, the amount of carbon on the earth and the earth atmosphere is fixed. Actually, whatever the carbon in the earth is totally fixed, but the fixed amount of carbon is dynamic. The dynamic motion of the carbon is called generally it is called as a carbon cycle. So carbon is released into the atmosphere. How it is, where we are, the sources of carbon. The sources of carbon is actually it is released from the atmosphere, carbon sources, and stored in plants, animals, rocks, and water. In water, carbon sinks. Actually, ocean we are calling as a greater sink for the carbon. This process occurs in number of steps. The first step is easiest. We are all knowing the process is photosynthesis, by which plants capture the sun energy and use it to grow. Take the carbon dioxide out of atmosphere and release oxygen. Next, carbon dioxide is converted into carbon compounds that make the body of the plant, which is stored in both above ground plants and the shoots and leaves. So that is plant growth. So this is the picture of this carbon cycle. This is actually short cycle. The short cycle, what are the photosynthesis we are showing? It's a photosynthesis, and what is the carbon sink in the ocean? It is called in this carbon cycle is called the short cycle. Another one is the long cycle. Long cycle means actually the same carbon, it takes long time. For example, the carbon which is we are getting, the carbon which we are in the earth, it is getting, we are getting diamond as well as coal. This diamond and coal, it's not a short term process. The same carbon where it is getting underneath the earth, it takes long time to convert into, the same carbon is converted into coal or diamond. That cycle is called carbon cycle of the long cycle nature. Then another one is next, coming to the next water cycle. As it is, this is the easiest cycle everyone knows. The water cycle is the movement of water from the atmosphere to the earth surface and back into the atmosphere. Same, water is actually what is we are getting rain. Through rain we are getting water, through it is stored in the lakes, sea water, it is getting infiltrated through the groundwater. As well as once it is evaporation, again this cycle is called water cycle. So water cycle is the movement of water from the atmosphere to the earth's surface and back to the atmosphere, which always takes place. Water cycle is the process by which fresh water is generated and transported by the energy of the sun. This cycle involves transpiration, evaporation to drive the water from the ground or sea and the atmosphere, and condensation and precipitation. So the total process is transpiration, evaporation, condensation and precipitation, and again back seeping into the air as a groundwater. So this is how, like this only the water is getting cycled into the earth. Next topic is global warming. Global warming is actually, what is global warming? The global warming is the simple sentence, the earth is getting warm. That is, the average global temperature of the is getting increased. How it is happened? Actually, whatever due to our industrial revolution, whatever the greenhouse gases, especially carbon dioxide, it is getting more into the earth's surface. The sun rays which is reaching the earth, it's as a short wave. When it is getting reflected, it's become long wave. This long wave was captured by the carbon dioxide. So once this long wave, this radiation is captured, the earth temperature, average temperature is getting, this is called greenhouse effect. So global warming is the increase of earth average surface temperature due to the effect of greenhouse gases such as carbon dioxide emissions from burning fossil fuels, from deforestation, which trap heat into, otherwise it escapes from it. This one type of greenhouse effect. Okay. Actually, what are the global warming impacts? So in this one, due to this global warming, once the temperature of the average temperature of the temperature, it indicates the melting of the glacier and Antarctica ice. So once the ice is getting melted, we are getting the following impact, that is rising of seas. Actually, the water level of the every sea is getting rise, means once the water level is increasing, means automatically the land area will be, we are getting, the global is getting reduced. Next one, changes in rainfall patterns. Suppose this rainfall pattern means some other irregularity of the flooding areas, and see a drought, like this only, the changing of rainfall patterns. Then increased likelihood of extreme flooding and hurricanes. Then melting of ice caps, that is near the poles, the polar bears are now start greatly shortening of fluid. That is, the ice belts are getting melted in the Antarctica regions. Next, melting glaciers. Significant melting of glaciers is also observed. Widespread vanishing of the animal pollutions, spread of diseases, and especially acidification due to carbonic acid formation. This is the major problem happens in the ocean. Actually, ocean is the largest sink of the carbon dioxide. Once the carbon dioxide is sinked, it's converted into carbonates. So once, due to the absorption of the carbon dioxide, the temperature is getting raised. So the water, seawater is getting acidified, and it's also a carbonic action is taking place, which will hamper the marine life marine life species. So finally, as a conclusion of this session, we are seeing what is energy sources and the energy cycles and finally the global warming. Thank you.